the official reading done. What? Oh, I was doing a tarot reading for the week. That's what I was doing for this week. But if you wanted me to draw you a couple cards for you, we can do that too. But I've already done the official reading at this point. But I can show you the cards again if you like, though. Because for the beginning of your week, you got the Temperance card. And the Six of Wands for the middle of your week. And then the Queen of Swords reversed for the end of your week. But that's just the official reading. I don't mind doing other readings if you want me to do other readings for you guys. But that was the official reading for this next coming week. Okay, what do those mean? I did speak about them in the beginning of the video, but I'll do it again. It's not a big deal, because I actually have people watching. I didn't have anybody watching earlier. So, what the Temperance card really is about is just weighing your options. Because what she's doing is she's got two very different pieces of power in front of her, and she's trying to balance those two and trying to weigh them. And what Temperance is basically is weighing your options and seeing what your options are. It's not really an action card. You're just weighing your options, and you're kind of in a state of limbo. You haven't really actually made a decision yet. So, and since it's a right side up card, I view this as more of a external force that's working on you, or a situation that you're in right now. So you might be just in a state of limbo at this point. Not a lot of actions going on, but you've just got a lot of options open for you that you're looking at and you're weighing. And then the next card for the middle of your week is the Six of Wands. And you can kind of see him holding the wreath up in a state of like, I'm victorious over everything below me. I'm at the top of my game. Things have been decided. I'm the victor, that kind of thing. And it's also a right side up card. So once again, this is more a situation you're in and not something for you personally. But you're in a point of power here where things have been decided. So you've gone through the Temperance bit, you've weighed your options, and now there's been a decision made. And it's not necessarily a personal decision, but something in the situation has been made clear, or something has risen up from the rest and become the victor in the situation. That's basically what the middle of the week is telling me. Well, first I was going to do the main reading for this week, and then if afterwards I was going to do readings, but somebody wanted me to show you what the other cards meant first. So after I'm done with this last card, then I can open up readings. Okay? Okay, and then the final card of this week for the end of the week is the Queen of Swords. And this is the first card that was reversed in this particular reading. So this one is actually your first personal card. And what this basically means is that throughout the week you've been weighing options, or the situation has been in a state of limbo, and then finally things came to a head. And since it's a sword and it's a queen, it's more like you're looking at everything that's come about, and you're thinking about it, and it's not a lot of an action card. It's just you're taking the situation and saying, okay, what do I think about this situation? And you're basically just taking it to its final conclusion, and you still haven't reached that conclusion yet, but you're still thinking about it. You're in a deep thought process of just nurturing your thoughts and going, okay, this is where that started, this is where I think about this, and you're just going through the process of writing an essay or something like that, like writing your thesis, where you start off at one point and you move on to the next point, and you're just working through that thought process at this point. So that's basically your whole week at this point. Is not a lot of an action. Not a lot of action. It's just a lot of things are going on right now around you in your situation, but not a lot of things are going on with you personally. Like, on a more personal level. Things are going on around you, and at the end of the week, you're looking back and you're seeing what you thought of this week, basically. So that's the main basic reading for this next week in general. So if either one of you wanted me to do a pull a couple cards for you guys personally, what would you need for that? Just if you have a specific question, I can do like one or two. I can just pull a couple cards from you and see what I see with that particular cards. So whoever's first wants to do that, I just pop a question out. I'm perfectly able to do that. This is the first time I've actually had people on here, so. So, what was his name? Just a question that you would like, an answer to, yes or no questions are good. I can always do that one, or just something you just want, thank you for the welcome. Something that you want, some clarification on, that kind of thing. No questions that are like, let's see. Love questions are interesting, like, not questions that are like, will this happen if I do this? That sort of thing. Because those don't generally work with tarot, but, I can work with what I have, that kind of thing. Hello, other person. But basically I'll just do a simple 2-card reading if you want, or whatever the question is. Can you do a general reading? Sure. Just a general reading for you. I can do, for this next coming week, I can do a general reading for you, or for whatever the time period you want to do. That's, the general week, but, for just you personally or specifically, if I can get more specifics down. The way that I do readings is that I'm basically a channel for the whatever you want to call the ultimate power in the universe, whatever you want to call that. If he's got a message for a particular person, that's the message that's going to come through. But I can do another reading, general reading for you if you'd like. Let me do that. Okay. If you wanted me to do the reading, sure. Where did you learn tarot? I picked up a book and read every book I could get my hands on. I've got a group that I go to every once in a while. I learned a lot from someone named Rose Red. She's on Facebook. You can probably look up Rose Red Robinson, and that's her. That's one person that I've learned from. But I'm what I call an intuitive reader, and I'm shuffling the deck right now to do your more personal reading here. So I'll just do a 3-card reading for you guys, for that one person. So, but I learned a lot from books, I learned a lot from experience, and I learned a lot from other people. That kind of thing. And I also learned from what works and what doesn't. So let's do it's a 3-card reading, just a past, present, and future kind of reading here. Let's see here. And a lot of these are reversed. 2 out of 3 are reversed. For the past card, what you got was the Strength card reversed. And this is, the message that I'm getting from this card is that you had to pull a lot of, an extreme amount of, personal strength from inside you. You may have gone through a very, trying time in your life where you had to be very, very strong, extremely strong. And this is a very personal card for me because it is one of my my soul cards, and you just had to pull from a very strong place. Strength was a big thing for you. You had to be very strong. I don't know if it was for another person that you had to be very strong. Okay. Okay. But I don't think it was for another person. I think it was just you had to be very strong for you in the past, and now you're in a situation where you actually okay. This particular card is the Queen of Cups. She's nurturing her emotions. She's very free-loving in this one. She's almost dancing on top of the turtles. And she's dancing among the chaos is probably the term I want to use for this one, because the turtles are coming up and down at their own rhythm, and she's dancing on top of their backs. And she doesn't look like she has a care in the world, but it does take a lot of work to do that sort of thing. It takes a lot more work than it looks like. It's almost like you have a lot of inner strength, and then you're moving through the chaos, and it looks like you're very carefree, but you're actually looking behind you to make sure you're not missing anything. Dancing is hard work, I can attest to that. But dancing and making it look like it's effortless is a lot more work than it looks like. And it may not be that everybody else is seeing what's underneath, what's going on, what's actually going on, because you came from a place of strength. You had a lot of strength. You had to have a lot of strength. And this is what you're looking at right now, is that people are seeing you as dancing effortless. I can't talk tonight. Dancing effortless. You know what I mean. I can't say the word. But they are seeing what they're seeing, but what's going on underneath is a lot more complicated. Can't talk today. From an emotional standpoint, that's what's going on. And then you move on to the Four of Cups in the future coming up, is that the Four of Cups is a lot more stable. It's a lot more stable. There's 4 cups, solid square, solid foundation. But also another thing about this is that you're reminiscing about the past. And I can attest to this as well in my personal life, is that you may have been in a chaotic, rambunctious place in your life, but it was comfortable because you were familiar with that. And you might be looking back at this and reminiscing about it, and not really appreciating the stability that's going to be coming on here. So maybe in the future you'll be in a more stable environment emotionally. You won't have to be dancing in chaos, and things won't be hitting you quite as hard. But you might be looking back at the past in a kind of reminiscent view. But I would actually, and since it's reversed, it's a more internal card. So you'll be internalizing this, and you'll be like looking back at the past, reminiscing about the chaos, but be with that reminiscence, but also don't take it so far that you don't realize that this is a better place for you to be. And that the stability is actually a very good thing for you to be moving into, away from the chaos, away from what was going on before. So that's basically what the energy I'm getting surrounding you right now is. Glad that I'm making sense at least. But yeah. So that's basically the energy that I'm seeing. A lot of emotions involved in here, but there's also a lot of strength. That's you do have a lot of strength in you. Good, good. As long as I'm making sense, I'm glad to be making sense. But that's your basic card for the reading. A lot of emotions are involved in here. A lot of deep feelings and a lot of deep interconnections are coming up. I didn't see that last comment, but that's your general reading for the next coming time. Anyway. But that'd be it. So I hope you guys have a good week. No problem. I love giving readings, but nobody ever takes me up on it. But but if there's another person that wants to get a reading, that'd be perfectly. I could do maybe one more reading at this point. If you just want a general reading, or if. Well, thank you for being a part of that. If you wanted a more personal reading, I could do a reading for you as well. See how well that goes. But if you guys are not, if you don't want a more personal reading and you're fine with the basic reading I gave earlier, then I'm perfectly fine with popping off at this point. So, been a long day today. So, if you're willing. If you're willing to tell me what was going on there, that's perfectly fine. But if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine too. Let me move this up so I can read your comments a little better. Cause I'm actually partially blind right now. You know what? That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you've been sick. Sorry to hear. Okay. You made peace with the chaos. That's good. That's good. Oh, thank you. Love it. Well, I'm glad you've at least made peace with it. Oh no. Oh no, that's. Well, I wouldn't say it's sad. It's just you're not the first person to actually say this, that they're dying right now. So that's kind of hard to hear. All right. Well, as long as you've made peace with it, and I know you're going to a better place. You're going either to the. Of course. Of course. Well, I hope that the rest of your week is good, and whatever time you have left, you have a good time left. That kind of thing. The best you can, anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off at this point, but I'm sure it will be. Well, have a good rest of your time here on this earth, and wherever you move on to, I hope you have a blessed time there too. All right. Thank you guys for listening to me jibber jabber. I'm going to sign off. See you guys next week, and if I don't, have a blessed week.